So that because of the way these are spread out, it's like unnatural intervals. Because I'm just using the middle row of keys, like A to L.
So you saying, Grace, that he wrote that on the tube?
Yeah, and he was just had his laptop out like that. I thought he was writing an email or something, and he just said, "Oh, listen to this."
This episode is being supported by Tape It. If you currently use voice notes to record your ideas, you should try Tape It instead.
I would say it was inspired by Disclosure in a way, because we'd supported Disclosure on tour, and we were like obsessed with their music, and we wrote it around that time, just after that, I think.
Yeah.
And even though it doesn't sound like Disclosure, so that might be a surprise to hear. But yeah, and it kind of came together, like the instrumental track we worked on for a long time before we thought about the top line.
Mm.
Jack wrote that, the riff, the when we were on the tube, just on his laptop. And maybe you should talk about how it came together.
Yeah.
There.
No, I think that's... So it had the kind of instrumental, and then, which is... I've got bits of it here. This laptop is doing its best.
See, this is incredible because you showed us a photograph of a line of equipment, a line of laptops, in effect, going back, I guess, over the last decade or more.
Yeah.
And you had to get all of this out to see what you could access, because we're talking about a song that is now 10 years old, and its genesis is probably much older than that. But you have rescued some of this.
I've got some bits and pieces. One thing I think we did figure out from Disclosure was their use of swing, like swinging quantized MIDI. That was something that I don't think we'd done much before. And I hadn't really noticed how swung the synth part actually is on its own, but it is quite... Yeah.
So you saying, Grace, that he wrote that on the tube?
Yeah, and he was just had his laptop out like that. I thought he was writing an email or something, and he just said, "Oh, listen to this." Gave me the headphones. And yeah, I was like, "That is cool. That is very cool." And then that became the violin riff.
Yeah.
That was a new thing for us, because before that, everything that we played on the violin and cello was already written hundreds of years ago.
Right.
And this was the first kind of original string part that Jack wrote for us.
The reason it's so weird, I think, it's not like a natural, it doesn't fall under your fingers very, and whenever I play it live, it used to drive Neil mad, because he's like, because he's got perfect pitch and he's like a very serious musician, and I'd play it like a kind of dumb version of it, because I'm not a very good keys player, and he's like, you're missing some of the like some of the internal harmonies. You're missing some of the crunchiness. And I was like, well, sorry.
What, in the riff?
In the riff, but not just the riff. I just it's so weird when you go through it, because you can isolate like this chord. So you got the low note. Shit, this mouse, god damn it. So that's the first three. And then the third, this chord. That chord. That's the chord, which just sounds like you've put your arm down on the key, but it's like, it's so nice.
It is so nice.
The tension in there is, but yeah.
Do you think I always think that it came out how it did because you wrote it on that QWERTY keyboard. Like if you'd written it on a piano,
right,
it wouldn't have, the way that he just wrote it like that.
Yeah. When you're on the tube.
Yeah. I pitched it down actually, so it's like. So that because of the way these are spread out, it's like a strange, unnatural intervals. Because I'm just using the middle row of the keys, like A to L.
Right.
We did a talk at the Guardian once, and I didn't do it as smoothly as this. Today I didn't do it very smoothly, but somehow in the Guardian I just managed to open the laptop and just go and play it, and that was a career highlight. But I'm kind of a bit rusty on the old QWERTY. But yeah.
This episode is being supported by our good friends at Tape It, the iPhone app made specifically for musicians. If you, like many of our guests, use voice memos, then as far as we're concerned, switching to Tape It is an obvious choice. It's free, and there are a load of features you won't find on Apple's Voice Memos app, including the ability to record straight from your lock screen, set markers, add notes, include photos of settings, and you can easily import your old voice notes, sync to the cloud, and create shared playlists with co-writers and bandmates. So head to the link below to install the app now. And if you want even more, check out Tape It Pro and use the promo code TAPENOTES to receive a whopping 50% off. And now, back to the episode.
And you hear that, the chorus in that one, the piano is like really, it's quite like plinky plonky. Like, I think at that point when we recut it, we did the much more kind of like housey piano, the piano stabs, and we recorded a jazz pianist called Anthony Strong. He came in and tracked the piano, and I think we had like multiple layers of it. There's the Fazioli grand piano in Metropolis, and
which was Freddie Mercury's piano.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I think he was recording there, and he made them buy it. They were like, can we get a Fazioli? Oh yeah, sure.
Whatever you say, Freddie.
For the next session. That was just like crazy piano, which so the record changed a lot in that.
Yeah.
In those weeks.
I mean, Jack's playing the piano as well on Rather Be, but he kind of like added these, like, the way he would invert the chords was just in a different style.
Yeah, maybe because he wasn't on the tube and using a QWERTY keyboard.
Yeah, he was on the Fazioli, so it inspires you in a different way.
So that's Anthony Strong on the Fazioli.
I think it's like both of us at various times.
Yeah, I can tell which is you and which is him because he's like twatting it. And Jack plays very gently.
Yeah. Also, I think we changed the key when we recorded it.
For Jess,
Jess, we put it down. I wrote it in C, obviously.
The best key.
And then, we moved it to B, which so for all our subsequent live shows, I've had these like insane automated key changes happening. So I always play it in C.
Right. Wow.
So it always has to be, it always have to have like a Nord if they ever like roll out a nice grand piano at an event. It's like, no, please, can I just give me the MIDI? I'm not going to be able to.